Alright everyone, welcome back for another video. It's me, What You Will. Today we are starting on Chapter 3 in the additional investigation of Case 27, The Lake's Bride. Cower, mortals. What the? Greensboro Police Department, freeze. Ha 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 ha. Darn it, it dived into the lake. Well, we need to follow it. Whoever they are, let's get our scuba gear and dive after it. Where did we get that from? We walk back? The creature dived into the lake. Well, we need to follow it. Are you ready to go underwater? Then let's go. Darn it, the creature has vanished. I mean, the person dressed as a creature, of course. I don't believe in it, haha. Anyway, whatever this is, it is covered in the same scales as the glove you found in the crime scene. If only you could manage to piece it back up. Lieutenant Will, I would like to talk to you. It's about Mary's killer. What on earth are you doing here? That's suspicious. What the? I'm sorry, but what are you doing here, Mr. Bledinsky? That's what I'm saying. Why, I came to see where my poor darling Mary, where she... Well, you understand, don't you? A diving suit covered in scales, so this is the creature of the lake. We need to send this suit to the lab, Will. We're finally getting close to catching Mary's killer. Lieutenant Will, I know you must be very busy trying to find Mary's killer, and I thought I might be able to help. Mary had often mentioned a man she was scared of, an old friend who kept following her around. I urged her to get a dog to defend herself. I got a German Shepherd myself just to keep safe. There are so many unbalanced beings in the world. But she would not listen to me. She said she was just being paranoid. What if she'd been wrong? Did she mention who that man was? She said he was an old flame of hers, whose love she had never returned, a certain Thomas Benson. So Alexander owns a dog. Oh, and I heard that Elizabeth also has dogs. She even breeds them. Is everyone in this town a dog person? What about goldfishes? They're great pets. I assume it has to do something with the dog pageant that was mentioned earlier in the district. I can't say I trust our Casanova a great deal, but every lead is worth investigating. You're right. Let's go talk to Thomas again and see if he was really stalking our victim. I do not care what anyone told you. I would never stalk Mary. I respect her. Why didn't you tell us you loved her? I did not think it mattered. She did not return my feelings. She never did. I would have offered her the world if only she let me, but she never even gave me a chance, even though she kept saying she was lonely. Anyway, the only reason I ever went to the yard sale was to find new stamps for my collection. It wasn't to stalk Mary. Like I said, I would have never ever hurt her. I know you laugh, but I even named my puppy after Mary. Now little Mary's all I've got left. You know, our suspects are starting to get on my nerves. Between the one who thinks there's a creature living in the lake, the reincarnation of Casanova, and the lovelorn friend. I think I need a change of scenery. Let's go back to the outskirts of town, Will. A broken metal, once again. You strike gold, Will. Do you think you can repair it? We need to know who it belongs to. Mary Gray, so this metal belongs to our victim. She must have lost it when the killer knocked her out. Let's have a closer look at it, Will. cannot believe you managed to collect skin cells from that metal whale, but even if Grace can analyze it, they'll just come back positive for our victim, won't they? I guess you're right. Better wait and see the results. I never saw a suit quite like the one you found in the lake, Will. Whoever made this is quite crafty. Unfortunately, there's also quite cautious. I could not find a single hair, a single skin follicle. The water washed everything away. Everything except some mud. Well, Will found the suit in the lake, so that makes sense. You misunderstand me, Jones. This mud was trapped between the two layers of the suit. It was there before the suit was disposed of in the lake. This means that whoever wore the suit got his clothes stained when he put it on, and because they were just taking the suit off, they still have a mud stain on their clothes. Well, let's add this to our killer's profile. Well, I applaud your good sense. The skin cells you collected from Mary's metal didn't belong to her. What? So her killer touched the metal? But how? They were wearing a suit. Oh, you're right, Will. They lost a glove in the same location, so they must have touched Mary's metal with their bare hand. Exactly. Working on such delicate cells takes time. Now I need a few days to give you a complete DNA profile. But we can't wait a few days. But because I know you can't wait a few days, I already have one deduction for you, for what it's worth. Based on a very rough DNA profile, I can tell you that Mary's killer has got blue eyes. Well, this is it, Will. We have once again proved that science beats superstition. Let's go put our so-called creature to lake behind bars, shall we? I kind of figured. Alexander Volinsky, you are under arrest for the kidnapping and murder of Mary Gray. I can't believe you saw it through my ruse, Lieutenant Will. I had spent a lot of time creating that creature costume. I thought it would fool anyone. Dude, again, you got that from Party City. I just wish I hadn't lost Mary's medal in the grass. I plan on keeping it. A little souvenir, you see. I don't get it. You kept saying you loved Mary. You sent her all those romantic letters. Why did you kill her then? Love, passion, murder, those are all so similar, aren't they? Murder can be the greatest form of desire. I don't even know what to reply to that. And what about the costume? If it was a crime of passion, why did you disguise yourself, huh? And for the romance, of course. Can you picture it? Mary alone waiting for me in her white dress, the creature creeping up behind her, kidnapping her to take her to its underwater lair. Can you imagine anything more romantic? I am sure Mary would have approved. Oh yeah, you're getting death sentence. Or life imprisonment. Something. You, Lieutenant Will, can you put the cuffs on this madam before I lose it? Alexander Volinsky, you are brought before this court to answer for the murder of Mary Gray. What do you have to say for yourself? I loved Mary. Shouldn't one be allowed to show their love whichever way they see fit? Not when it involves locking the object of your affection in the trunk of a car and leaving them to drown. Well, I could not hold my breath long enough to drown her. I had to find another way, you know. The car seemed practical. I would not hear another word from you, Mr. Volinsky. You obviously feel no remorse for your crime, or even seem to understand why you were wrong. This court hereby condemns you to 30 years in prison. I can recommend that you are followed by a psychiatric just during your stay. Court is adjourned. Some days I can't help but think it's dangerous to fall in love in this city of ours, Will. Mary trusted her heart like many of our victims, and it led her to the same tragic fate at the hands of a maniac. It's not always easy to be the one dealing with those dark minds. I don't know how you manage to keep your cool, Will. I'm not as strong as you. Oh, don't say that, Jones. You and me both have our weaknesses, alright? Let's go back to the station, shall we? I could use a cup of coffee and some sugar. Lieutenant Will, congratulations on a job well done. Glad you exposed the faker. All those talks about the creature of the lake were fascinating. I heard Floyd Russell started guiding tourists around the lake. He knows everything about the real creature. Oh, come on, Ramirez. This creature is just a myth. Why are you still talking about this urban legend? Sure, Jones. Keep believing this. Now, Will, come to the lake tour with me. I have a lot of questions to ask Mr. Russell. Hey, Will, when you're done with Ramirez, I'd like to check on Thomas Benson. He's a nice guy. I feel sorry for him and his puppy. We should talk to him a little. Lieutenant Will, there's a problem with... Oh, I'm interrupting. Sorry, but I need to talk to you quickly, Will. I'll wait for you over here. So, James, what's the matter? It's pretty rare to see you in town. Are you and your dog alright? Don't worry, I'll be back to the forest soon enough. My dog's fine too, but I didn't come here to chit-chat. Sorry, I just mean, well, I could use your help, Lieutenant Will. There seems to be some hurt animal out of town, but I can't find it. I was just passing by the outskirts of town when I heard some cries. An animal is probably hurt and stuck somewhere. We can't let it die there, right? I trust your skills, Lieutenant Will. Could you help me search the place? Hello, Lieutenant Will. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit? Do you want to see my lake tour? Actually, Mr. Russell, I'm very curious about the creature of the lake. See, I did some research and I have a few questions. Has the creature made many victims? Of course there was. The creature attacked the people living here for decades. Every 5 or 6 years, someone mysteriously vanishes. The media are requested to keep it quiet, but it's true. I knew it. I knew the creature of the lake existed. If you're so interested, I printed some pamphlets explaining the creature's story and all the evidence of its existence I collected. I have one left. Darn. It must have fallen from my bag. It was my last one. Do you think you could help me find it? It has to be around here. Hello, Thomas. We came to make sure you were holding up alright. So how are you? It's very nice of you, Lieutenant Will. I still have trouble realizing Mary's dead. We've known each other for so long, though. I had to admit, having my puppy helps a lot. I actually have a problem. I have to bring little Mary here to the vet in a short while. She's supposed to be vaccinated. But Mary's family will come to take her things from the yard sale soon. They gently agreed to let me have Mary's fairy tale book, but I haven't found it yet. It was her favorite book, so I want to read it to my little Mary. I'm sure she'll share the love for fairy tales and happy endings. Oh, that's adorable. You know Lieutenant Will is an ace when it comes to finding stuff. Just bring your puppy to the vet. We'll stay here and find that book for you. This lake is huge. I'm glad you found something so quickly, Lieutenant Will. You're probably right. This shredded paper seems related to the creature of the lake. I really can't make anything from it in its current state. Do you think you can restore it? James was right, Will. Oh, poor fox. It seems really weak. Maybe it hurt itself. That wouldn't be surprising with all the littering here. I don't see any wounds though. Maybe it's sick. Can you inspect it? We must find out what's wrong with this poor lad. You're as quick as ever, Will. The book Thomas wanted must be in the suitcase. What was just torn paper looks like a shiny new pamphlet now. I'm starting to think you're more of a supernatural being than the creature itself, Lieutenant Will. Let's go back to Mr. Russell. Those insects you found in the fox's fur don't look like ordinary fleas, more like mites. I'm worried. Well, our little guy seems really sick. Chris knows a lot more about animals and insects. She'll be able to tell us what those are. Ooh, I'm a captain now. You are right, as usual, Will. This fairy tale book was in the suitcase you found. I love Thomas's idea of reading Mary the dog's book to Human Mary. Wait, it's the opposite. Reading Human Mary's favorite book to Mary the dog. It sounds better, right? I'm lost with those two Marys. Jones, just say Mary Gray and Little Mary. Oh, I can see the confusion actually a little bit. Anyway, well, you know what I mean? Wait a minute, let's bring this book back to Thomas. You were quick, Captain Will. This is indeed my last pamphlet. I'm glad you found it. By all means, keep it. You seem so interested in the creature, Officer Ramirez, and this is the most reliable source you ever find. Nobody knows more about it than me. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Russell. I'll read this pamphlet thoroughly. I'll probably come back to ask you questions, though. I want to know everything about the creature. It'll be a pleasure to discuss it with you. And Captain Will, I've had a great idea to attract tourists. I plan to sell creature costumes. That's a good idea, isn't it? I'll soon be able to start a little themed gift shop. Hey, Thomas, we found the fairy tale book you wanted. I hope your puppy will like them as much as Mary did. Thank you so much, Captain Will. I would have really been miserable if you hadn't found it. You can bet little Mary will love those tales. She's just as beautiful and gentle as Mary was. They would have gotten along so well. Isn't she the cutest puppy ever? The vet said I should enroll her in the dog pageant, and I think he's right. I'm sure she can win. Please don't hesitate to come cheer for her. Oh yeah, the dog pageant. That's like the main thing of this district. Please, let me cook you something as a thank you, Captain Will. Well, those insects you brought me are very interesting mites. The fox is lucky you found it. It probably felt so lost close to the city. Mites? I knew those weren't fleas, so what did those mites do to our fox? They're sarcoptic mange mites. They transmit the mange disease, or scabies, to mammals such as foxes or dogs. It makes their skin itch a lot and cause their fur to fall out. The discomfort it caused, it must have rendered your friend here unable to eat correctly, hence its current weakened state. But now I just need some medicine to kill the mites and some rest. If it's a young fox, so it'll be best if it had someone to make sure it doesn't run away before being cured. I can't really take care of a wild animal at home, but I bet James knows a lot about foxes and their habits. I think we should ask him to watch over the fox. Here's the fox you heard at the outskirts of town, James. It caught some sick mites. Then they gave it the mange disease. Apparently it made it too uncomfortable to eat properly and really sick. Mange mites? Yeah, I've already seen animals infected with this disease. Adult animals are usually strong enough to get over it, but this one is young. Did you treat it already? Yes, we give it a treatment, but it needs calm, and it'll be great if you can watch over it to make sure it really rests. You know more about foxes than us, after all. Oh, are you giving a fox to a hunter, Captain Will? You do know what's my job concerning those animals, right? Just kidding, don't make that face. This kind of fox is an endangered species. I never hunt it. Don't worry, I'll take care of this fox until it is strong enough to go back into the wild. And guys, that is it for case 27. We're going to be moving on to case 28 in the next time. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Oh, 3 stars. Okay. Anyways, goodbye.